deal. You got to know that if this Caucasian or this power that be individual don't necessarily have to be a Caucasian, it can just be a power that be individual, because a lot of times, the black man is working the white agenda, better than the white man. You know what I'm saying? So if you can come in and you can take up your responsibility, and choose the right side, then you'll make the right decision.
You got Mr. Low, what's that? Mars Low, just he totally agrees. And I want to ask you. I know this is turning into a longer interview than what I anticipated. But something. I hope you will share this, and who knows? Larry them may hear about this. I don't know, but you know what? I want to ask you something about police. The police have to watch body cams. Do you think that they should have 2 body cams so they can never have the excuse one didn't work?
That's a good idea.
And
they got the room.
And correction officers, because of their mistreatment, should they have 1 body cams too?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. In corrections office, absolutely. It should be cameras everywhere, because there's cameras where you want them cameras to be. So, you know what I'm saying? It should be cameras everywhere. But there's cameras on them doors. There's cameras on the front doors. And they done moved to these pods and got away from cells. It's cameras on them pod doors. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Okay. There's another question just came to me. A police. The mayor said, the mayor of Chicago said that before she ran for office, while she was running for office, she was going to make a civilian police board. And she's waffled and changed her mind. Why? And why did she make that promise? Why?
You see that man that's in offices is in You
throw it off YouTube talking about
we got to talk about him when we talk about the mayor, because he's now running for mayor, and he's been her opposition from day one, and I understand it, but in reality,
I'm talking about Lightfoot. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about the man that's the president of police operations. Okay. You know what I'm saying? The one that's been giving her hell from day one. You know what I'm saying? The real deal is that they never respected her authority when she came in. First of all, man, Chicago is a very, very intricate place. She don't have no business being mayor here because she don't know the ins and outs. You understand what I'm saying? You can't come from Ohio and come from Detroit and come from Lexington, Kentucky and whatnot. You can't do that and be Chicago and be a mayor of Chicago, because you got to know the history here. You got to know the people because there are hidden godfathers in every community that you need to have a knowledge of to be able to run this country, and that are not on political venues. They not running for alderman or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to know these people.
I totally agree.
You don't know them.
So she said that she would make a civilian police board. She had no intention of doing that anyway.
No. But it's they used to have what was that? Citizens. They used to have
you talking about caps. You talking about caps.
Yeah, they used to have caps that folded. So that's the idea. They be having these things, man, that fold because they say those things so that they can get the election of the people.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I think this is my last question. Now we've been in here almost 2 hours, but you know what? Well, almost my last question. You know what? Do you think if a police officer had private insurance, like a private detective, and people that do hair, which I don't have no hair, okay, and do nails, they have to have insurance. Do you think they would think twice about doing wrong if they had to get insurance like a private detective? And should they get it? And correctional officers.
I agree with it. Earlier, a couple of years back, me and Gator was putting together a campaign where we believed, and I don't know where you got it from. I don't know if you got it from us or not, but where we believe that would be one of the things to deter police violence. that if you had to buy certain insurance and you injured somebody and you had to actually pay for that, or it was docking on your pay. You know what I'm saying? And that it leaned against your police credibility and your record. That they would think twice. But they're not going to institute something like that because, again, picking sides. If you understand what's going on, these people are licensed to keep this shit in order. They have to be. And all of the paperwork, all of that shit is just preliminaries. These men are licensed to keep this shit in order, and that's why you see the majority of them. When you see police in Chicago, I mean, it's a bunch of police in Chicago. It is a bunch of them, and only a small percentage of them are black.
Yeah, but you know what? I have to ask you a fair question. Mm. And you know what? I'm asking from my objective point of view. I listen to WBON radio station. Okay. That's a black-owned radio station that comes on in Chicago. Okay, you say there should be more black police officers. My question is, even if it was, how's it going to stop the code of silence? There's a code of silence on the police department, whereas if me and you are cops and I see you do something, I ain't gonna tell on you.
Right.
So right. You have a legion of black police officers. That is not going to eliminate the code of silence, in my opinion. But if I am wrong, correct me.
No, I don't think you're wrong. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to tell you about numbers, because somebody said, numbers mean nothing. Numbers mean everything. You know what I'm saying? If you got 100 police and 90 of them are on the code of silence, the code of silence is in favor of who the 90 is. You understand what I'm saying? So if we had the switch, if we had 100 police and 90 of them were black, then that 90 would be in favor. The code of silence would be in favor of black people. So the code of silence can work against you or for you depending on the numbers. And if we had more black people to be policemen, if half the police force was black, then that code of silence would work in our behalf, on our behalf.
The reason I don't think so, because you know what, I remember cops like Two Gun Pete,
right.
And Glove, and
and RoboCop. I know what you're talking about.
They act like they hated people of color because they felt that they had arrived and they was better. You know what I'm saying? So there's a subculture that I don't think could just be eliminated by just being black, because I think the other apparatuses need to be in there is with cameras and accountability. But if I'm wrong, tell me, educate me.
Well, I don't want to, I can't, you're a grown man. I can't educate you.
You can educate me.
But I can say this. I can say this. I believe in that code of silence, but I believe that it can be affected by the numbers. I remember I was arrested by, I first went to the penitentiary over an investigation that went sideways. And I ended up taking a rap because I was stupid. I was young and I was an individual that wouldn't tell on nobody. So I ended up going to the penitentiary. Mm-hmm. When I came home, the officer knew pretty much, and he was still working, doing his thing, but he had became a detective now. And he pretty much was like, yeah, I sent you to the penitentiary, man. And that's because you felt like you was tough, but I didn't want to do that. You was only 17 years old. Okay. So as I got into things later on, what I'm saying, it was almost like he owed me one. So when things would come down the line that was directed my way, he would give me a call. He would say, hey, man, you need to straighten this out, or you need to do this, you need to do that. See, I wouldn't get that courtesy, and I never would have got that courtesy. You understand me? If I didn't believe that code of silence is real, but that numbers, if we had more numbers like that, if we had more policemen like that, because you're breaking the code of silence there. You understand me? Because you know that you got the information to run this man in, but you have a certain heart. Mm-hmm. That's why we should have more people like ourselves. You understand me? That come from where we come from, look like us. You understand me? Police our own communities. If you look around right now, I don't know where you at, but right now, if you look outside, you call a police right now. If you call a police right now, something going on in your house, 2 white men gonna show up. Even if you're on the south side. If you're on the south side, southeast side, southwest side, in my neighborhood where I'm at, if I call the police, I can see black folks.
Mm-hmm.
I could see black folks. Because when you call the police in the Chinese area, the Chinese police gonna show up.
Mm-hmm.
When you call the police in the Latino area, the Latino police gonna show up.
So
And
you
that's
believe
the difference with the numbers of us going to jail.
you
See,
believe that would help? You believe
we
so
got the wrong guys patrolling our community.
so you believe that would decrease the power of the code of silence. You believe that would decrease?
I think it would decrease it, and I also think that it would give us a better treatment as far as the police killing our youth, you know, and pulling the trigger so fast. You know what I'm saying, and doing the things that they weren't supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Damn, this interview has turned in almost 3 hours. But you know what? I would like to ask you. You know what, man? You know what? When a young boy goes to jail and the police talk to him without a lawyer and trick him into believing he's on your side, but it's a bad police on the other side acting like he's a good guy and a bad guy. How come when you first go in, you don't have access to a lawyer even before they talk to you? I would like to ask you that. And how do they trick you to think one is good and one is bad?
When we used to go to police in the 11th precinct, you used to get your ass whooped. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You know, I remember I was a young boy, man, 16 years old. We stole some cars from Morrow Cadillac, and we was riding through Jewtown with them. You know what I'm saying? And we got popped off, and they took us to the joint, and the police whooped my ass.
Yeah,
and I was plugged. So, you know, when I was coming out the cell, I hollered at one of the brothers. I said, "Hey, OG, they just whooped my ass, man. We got to do something." He said, "That's all right, young fella. I'm finna get my turn in a few minutes." You understand what I'm saying? Some things you just, that's just the way, that's just the way it is, man. That's just the way it is. You know, but you doing crime. You out there doing crime, though. You know, you out there doing crime. You know, there's consequence. There's consequence for it.
You got a question down here, man. Mayor Lightfoot, I can't read him. Mayor Lightfoot, aka Beetlejuice, didn't know what she was getting into.
Right.
I can't read the last part. Can you read it?
Say Chicago is a gangster city. Yeah, we covered that.
No, okay.
Yeah, we covered that.
Okay. Oh, it's true. That's true. You know,
it is.
So can you say something, like I say, we're going to recap everything because we're going to end this very soon. Can you give us a recap on why?
Well, I just want to say,
why Larry Hoover, the leader of the Gangster Disciples, and Jeff Ford of the Peace Stone Nations and the RUKNS, why they should be released and would they be a betterment to society?
I take myself as an example, you know, because everybody has what they want to say, but I take myself as an example. I told you about the bad times that I had when I was a young guy, you know, and me doing wrong and doing, you know, dirt, as we used to say. But it was through the influence of these men who made me realize that I had been a detriment to society. You know what I'm saying? And I remember I was with a brother one day, and we was talking with Pops, and Pops asked him. Pop said, "What was you doing out there?" He said, "I was selling dope." And the man said, "You were selling dope?" Like, yeah. He said, "Well, you wasn't no good at that." He said, "Oh man, I was real good at that. I was doing this, I was doing that." And Pop said, "Yeah, but you got caught." You know what I'm saying? That indicates that you wasn't no good at it. You know what I'm saying? And the bottom line is that now that you know that you've done detriment out there in this world, and you've done bad out there in this world, and you influenced individuals to do the wrong thing, now pick yourself up and go out there and change it. Go out there and put the same energy that you use to do the wrong and to do the detriment, go out there and do the good. So from there, using that mentality and using that understanding, now I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, I got to build my own business. So we built the 501c3, you understand me? And now we put boys in college. You know, they go in and get educational opportunities through basketball programs. You know what I'm saying? We're doing things on a righteous level so that now you'll be able to see that we don't always have to pick up no gun and pick up no drugs. You can pick up a pen and pick up a skill. You know what I'm saying? And be just as good. And now you don't have to look over your shoulder no more. You don't have to do that. And that's what it's all about. That's why there was a from GD to growth and development. You understand me? Because you always start off like Humbergs and all the rest of them. Yeah, you may have started off like that, but there's no reason for grown men to continue like that. At some point, I heard my brother Frosty Blue tell me one time, at some point, the bullshit has to stop. You know what I'm saying? And once you realize that it's wrong, then let's keep moving forward and do positive things.
Okay. Well, let me give myself a little plug, okay? My thing. I do a show called The Underground Railroad that comes on in Chicago every Saturday night at 10:30 p.m. Central Time for those that are bootlegging. And plus, we have a video production company called Shaymar Media Productions. And we want you to, if you can make a donation to the website to help our platform to get better than what it is. And all the people that did make donations already to my PayPal account, I promise you, this is the type of content that I am going to put out if it's Allah's will, And brother, you got any finishing messages? And please give your contact information and anything you want to say. Yes.
That's it. I think we've been here for a long time, brother. We've been here for a long time, and I think that finishing message, from GD to growth and development, which is a book called Blueprint, written in 1981 by Ron Emery. That was the best thing that we could be speaking about. And the next thing, of course, is, like I said, support that Free My Father, Larry Hoover Enterprises. Get your information at LarryHooverJr.com. You understand me? And also, again, we got the concert, the benefit concert for Mr. Larry Hoover out in Los Angeles. Tickets go on sale in an hour. In an hour and a half, tickets go on sale.
Maybe y'all give me a plug.
Yeah.
I'm trying to gather more people to my website and donations, because you know what, I'm trying to build, like you, I'm trying to build a platform. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
That's it. And we together we can do it. We can make it happen.
Okay. Well, like I say, this is the last thing. I've been beating my drums all day. Y'all heard me before he came on talking about they should let Larry Hoover and Jeff Forte out. Jeff Forte and Larry Hoover, whichever one you want out, you should let both of them out. And because I think that they would be not a detriment to the society. I think the society would benefit from it. And if it could stop one person from pulling the trigger and picking up a book and going to school.
That's right.
And elevating their intellectual mind to understand these gentlemen, with the will of Allah, they can change, not only save the person that's thinking about pulling the trigger, they can save another generation from their seeds. Right. And you know what? I want you to share this with somebody on your social media platform. I think I'm gonna have to break this up though, because I don't know if somebody gonna look this long.
No, they're not gonna look. They're not gonna look at it.
Not this long.
I'm not gonna be here for no 2 hours. I ain't doing that. You're gonna have to break it up, brother.
I guess I had to break this up like half an hour or something like that. Well, brother.
Yeah.
You know what? This be the will of Allah. I hope if it's the will of Allah. I make Isha prayer, which is the last prayer for Muslims. I should have made, but I ain't down here doing foolishness. And you know what? It's indeed an honor to get the opportunity to meet you and be Facebook friends with you and say hi to Gator. Gator might not even remember me.
We're gonna remember you.
And Red Ross.
Yeah.
I see Red Ross every Friday.
Okay.
But you know what, brother? He's
a stand-up guy.
Oh yeah, brother. He good, brother. As far as I'm concerned, And Gator, tell him Gator, you need to have me on this show.
Yes, sir.
He ain't gonna listen. It's been almost 15 years, man. Okay. But
send him a text in a few minutes.
Yeah, all right. Well, brother, I hope that y'all, will subscribe to the Underground Railroad website and go to his Facebook website. Okay, do you got a YouTube website?
No,
Okay.
not.
I want y'all to go to his Facebook website and leave a message, and hey, help him. By helping him, you helping us. See, it's not about the individual, it's about a collective.
Right.
Okay, that's what it's about. Well, brother, told you I can run my mouth. You talk to. It's all good. It's all good.
Appreciate the opportunity of being on your show.
Okay, my brother. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Walaikum salam. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, my brother.